Hello everyone, today I'm going to give you an example of how to depersonalize your space and why you would want to do it when you're listing your house for sale. This is my own home mantle and I love it. Everything on it has some kind of meaning to me, but this is not the ideal setup for selling a house. You really don't want it to look this way. And maybe this suits your own personal style as well, and that's totally fine. But when you're selling a house, it needs to look very simple and very different. Here's the reasons why. All right, so let's remember what I said in my last video, and that was that home buying and selling is a very emotional process. We may not want to acknowledge it, but it is, always. So when you or someone who is interested in purchasing a home walks into a house, they want to immediately be able to imagine it as their space. Now, there's a couple of different components to that. Most of the time, that means that it doesn't need to be totally empty. They need to get a gist of how each room functions. And so a dining room table in a dining room, for instance, or a bed in a bedroom, that is going to really tell them how this space is supposed to be used. And it's also going to kind of show them how much space there actually is. For some reason, totally empty spaces always end up feeling smaller than they are when you don't have furniture to kind of give you an idea of, you know, what the space around it looks like. So that's one. But they also, so someone walking into a home also needs to not be seeing that that is your home. So if they think this is someone else's home that I'm walking into, they're not going to feel comfortable in it, and they're not going to feel like they can imagine themselves there. And when you're selling a home, that's exactly what you want to do. You want the people walking in to feel like this could be my home. So today we're going to depersonalize my mantle so I can show you all how to do it. And this is just a brief little, example. All right, so what do we have here? We have some family photos. Those need to go away because that is not going to help anyone imagine that this could be their house. They're going to look at that and they're going to say, this is clearly someone else's house. So those need to go away. I'm going to say things like plants can stay. They add life and they don't really feel too personal. So those can stay. Personal items, however, you see like my wedding topper, something that my husband painted when he was a little kid. We've got some books. Books, candles, a random rock. Those are okay, but if there's too many of those kinds of things, it still ends up looking and feeling cluttered and like it's personalized to you. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of all of those personal items there. All right, so last thing that we have here is a poster. And this is a poster that is a band my husband and I have just always loved. We're really proud of that poster. And it's a really cool looking poster. I think it looks pretty cool, but it still is kind of personal. It's, people are not gonna necessarily, relate to that. This might end up, being an exception because it is pretty, but posters in general are gonna really speak to your individual tastes. And so as a general rule, there's something that you're also going to want to store away for now. So here is our depersonalized mantle. It looks pretty bare right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab something else that I have that is large, so it kind of shows the space off, but it's also neutral in it's not particular to anyone's interests. So, because right now, yeah, you have the plants, but it does overall look kind of bare. So I'm gonna grab that and then we'll see how that looks. So here we have it, our depersonalized mantle. We have our kind of large, neutral decoration in the middle, and we have some plants on either side to liven it up, but this is perfect. This is exactly what a potential homeowner is going to gravitate towards. They're going to be able to come in and say, oh, look, a nice big mantle. I can picture my family photos there and whatever else they might like. So aside from being depersonalized, it's also less cluttered, because what you want is people to be walking into your house and just kind of like looking around and really noticing your house. And if there are too many like little objects to kind of draw their eye, they're gonna end up kind of missing the house. So we want them to see the house, not your little things in the house. When they get in the house, they can decorate it however they like. When you're not selling your house, you can decorate your house however you like. But this is just something that's really gonna help to put you over the top, especially when you're in a market where it's competitive and people don't have to buy. And that's not the case here in Huntsville for right now, but you know, market fluctuates, and this is an important tip to remember. All right, guys, you take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.